I think it's time to begin. Should we? Yes, okay. There is always a bigger plan of the universe. We are part of the bigger plan. We have to live, thrive, not just survive. We have to live happy. We have to thrive sensible. And we have to make our lives extraordinary. It's the rising of the phoenix, which I always am inspired, from ashes to life, from death to life. What is that? What spirit is that that makes you the phoenix, the winner? It's the spirit of strength, the spirit of hope, the spirit to be alive, the spirit to excel, the spirit of courage, the spirit of karma, the spirit of love, the spirit of truthfulness, and the spirit of growth. We all want to grow. Anybody of us, do we want to be dejected? Do we want to decline? Do we want to be depressed? Do we want to be in a world of chaos? No. The basic human value, the core of the heart, the material of what we are made of, is love, is peace, is happiness, is growth, is satisfaction. So then, why should we survive? Why should we not celebrate? Why should we not live? So there was this girl, very beautiful, I guess as beautiful as I am, and as all of you are. And she had a lovely would-be husband, her fiancé. And like everybody, nice wedding plans. The jewelry, the clothes, the fun, the golgappas. Everything was set. And the honeymoon plans too, by the way. Everybody was happy, joyed. But then, something happened. She met with a fire accident. The fire went 8 feet high. She was wearing a butter silk lacha. Just 3 weeks before the marriage. The whole world came shattering down. Everybody was in tears. But you know, what is the upside? There was an army personnel in that party. And the sisters and brothers, as much as they could understand, held their sari, covered them with the shirt, all thinking that the fire will douse. But would that happen? No. The upside is that that army personnel was invited by the father of the girl. And he was there just for a day. And there were no plans of him to come. But the upside is, what is the larger plan of the universe? He was there to roll the girl and to save her. Another upside. The banquet in which this incident happened, it was the Namkaran ceremony of her nephew. The puja's thali was kept down, which is usually never done. So, the butter silk lacha caught fire. So it was anyway a joyous occasion. Another upside. There was a hospital just adjoining to the banquet. And there was a doctor in that party who knew to take that case to that hospital. In a fire case, you will not be admitted till a police complaint. The injury was as deep as grafting need to be done. The fire went close to such a place that maybe she could have never been a mother. But God has larger plans. There were fights going on between the couple just a few days before the ceremonies. And the boy had thought that if there is another fight, I'm going to call off the wedding. But the boy realized on that day how much he loved the girl and how much he cared for her. To the extent that for all the 14 days the girl was in the hospital, the boy was there for 90% of the time. And the girl would only say, Puneet, mujhe aap hi chahiye. Agar aap ho, I'll be able to sail through. The relatives asked, the father asked, when should we keep the marriage? The girl said, she could not get out of the bed. The girl said, let's keep it on the same day. Otherwise, I feel it a little nerved. And a little unnerved because God knows what might happen next. The marriage was kept on the same day. One day before marriage, the girl was on a stretcher when there was a Part Sahib in the house. And the next day, she got the mehendi done while lying down. But the next day, for the first time in 3 weeks, she got up and she did a little bit of whatever she could. The makeup was done lying on the bed. And she could not walk comfortably because there were crepes all around the legs, both the legs, because there was a graft taken from one leg to fill the skin damage on one of the foot. They are happily married more than 25 years. 3 wonderful kids. One of more or less your age, 25, and the youngest, 14. And of course, the middle one. She's also doing English honors. She's 21 almost. You know who the girl is? She's me. And further upsides. And there was a contrast in the families. My father was a strict disciplinarian, but very strict. And when I got married, my in-laws' house was absolutely different. One after the other. Different opinions. An educated daughter-in-law, an educated family. But you know what was the larger plan? That fire accident served as an upside. Because I knew, however the thoughts were, whatever the upbringing was, there was love and care deep down the heart. So you know, friends, there's always an upside to a downside. And now we talk about the kinds of upsides and the kinds of downsides. I believe There is a personal downside, a personal dark side, right? There is a family dark side. So certain secrets, certain problems we cannot share outside. There is a societal dark side. Girls being looked down upon if walking down the street at 8 p.m. at night. There is a dark side at the world level, and there is a dark side at the humanity level. So one of the teachers was sharing in an excerpt that this girl could not talk to her parents about the abuse she faced in her childhood. And she could talk it out to this teacher, this mentor of hers. And you know why she wanted to become an IPS officer? Because she wanted to save the other girls. Doesn't a dark side have an upside? Deep down your hearts, search. Do you want to miss the precious moments now? And do you want to miss the precious moments coming? Or do you want to see the dark side? What do you think I did? I immediately understood the concept. I said, here on, no crying, no regrets. Let's make the best of it. So you have to search. What is your light? Your light is success. Your light is love. Your light is growth. What is your light? And how can you bring that light from the dark side? In our mythology, there are 7 deadly sins. And in the Gita, we say Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moho, Ahankar. And I used to keep thinking, Dad used to always say, keep this in check. Gita used to always say still, keep them in check. These are your biggest enemies. And I used to wonder how to do that. Are we robots? No, we are humans. What is the hallmark of being a human? Emotions. So what to do with this saying? I kept on contemplating, introspecting for years. And you know what did I understand? Calm is a beautiful way to create. If this emotion is not there, probably there would be no love, there would be no progeny. So it's all about doing the right thing at the right time for the right purpose. Krodh, anger. Ravana was a very angry person, full of pride, not actually with ego. So Krodh, what to do with this? All of us react to situations and don't respond to them. But you know what? If you learn to respond to situations, you won life. So anger of a mother, if is not there, and of a teacher, then you know what would all kids be doing? Scrolling on the, scrolling on the reels, being on the internet, having lot of chips, burgers, pizzas, Coke, and pastas. But my eldest son also says, Mama, sometimes when I'm sleeping and I hear your footsteps, I know, now is the time to get up. Now or never. So the positive. When you don't do or feel anger from your heart in a biased manner, but do it for a right purpose, then it's one of the very good things. Discipline is a positive side. If there is no discipline, what would everybody be doing at that young age till they're trained? Having a lot of booze and fun and dancing, that's how it is. But no. The one command of the commander, attention! Everybody's right there. All the focus has come back. So this is the positive. Lobe. So greed. So imagine the negative is greed. What's the positive? Want, desire. Do you think we can live in this materialistic world without desires? Even if we want to become sadhus, can we actually exist in a setup of a grast ashram, of a family? Can we? So I realize that is also important, but in a controlled manner. Moho, overly attached to a thing, the positive side. The upside, love. Do you think it is humanly possible to feed and clean a baby every 2 hours? No way. No way. I've been through it. But what is that strength? The strength is of the motherly attachment, that whenever the mother hears the cry of the baby, she cannot help but to pick up the baby. That is the strong instinct. And ahankar. So ego. But we have to have self-respect. If we don't exist, if the concept of self doesn't exist, where do we be? On the mountains? Like a monk? Can we all do that? Are we allowed to do that? Leave our families, leave our responsibilities, and go in a state of nirvana and trance. I wish I could do that though. So remember, every tunnel has light at the end. Every day has a new sunrise. Every wave that has a fall has a rise. This is how the system is. We don't live in utopia. Do you remember the experiment of a torch, beam of a torch, where they say put the beam of the torch in a dark room to see what light is? So don't be afraid of your dark sides, your guilt, your feeling of helplessness, your feeling of upset, your feeling of disappointment, your feeling of being broken, being shattered. It is there to make you a better human being. It's how you look at life. There is a message in everything. So I believe. Contemplate. Do you want to just exist? Or do you want to live? So be bold, be experimental, understand, learn. Employ the knowledge you have received. Try and dig deeper into things and feel blessed because each individual is unique. So please embrace your uniqueness. You're here for a larger purpose in life. You are the Kohinoor for us. Each of you is full of beauty and love. So start loving yourself. Charity begins at home. And every cloud has a silver lining. Every dark side has an upside. Once again, optimism, motivation, helping each other, looking within oneself, perseverance, patience, courage, hope, love. These are your torches to turn things, to see things in a perspective from a downside to an upside. Thank you so much, everyone, once again.